Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone have an amazing day. Three things I am thankful for. I am thankful for our youth, our kids, excuse me, and understanding life. So youth, kids, it's about the same but kind of different, and understanding life. So, it is early, but I'm here with a message. So, I don't want to have to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about this. This is going to be day number 3 about the last message I talked about, and it's about sex. I know why we're still talking about it. Okay, so I feel like there are some people that understand what I was talking about with the pressure points and all of that. And I feel like there's some people that still feel some type of way about what I stated. So this message, I want kids to hear it. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't want your kids to be truly educated, then continue to allow them to see what everybody else doing. And I'm not saying that everybody else doing things the wrong way, but I'm going to say something in a whole different level, okay? And the way I'm going to do it is the same way if I was talking to my own kids, all right? And I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing, all right? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of us pretending and wondering why the world is the way it has been, okay? Excuse me. So let me start with my life, my kids first, all right? When it comes to my kids, all right, my oldest two, which is 16 and 17 at this current time. I talk to my kids about sex little by little, the older they got. So I could say around when hormones start kicking in, that's when I start talking to them. Was I in the full right mind of how I was saying it? No, because I barely knew what to say because I never got to talk when I was a kid. Never. Okay, about sex, never got to talk. The only conversation I received was from a man that said, if a person rapes you, don't tell nobody. That's the closest of a talk that I got. Okay, that was the closest, and I'm going to just leave it like that. But yes, that's the closest talk to about sex that I ever had as a child. All right? So, I'm going to say it like this. I want y'all to understand that, let me go back. So, when it comes to my kids, I did the best I could by explaining to them about sex. Especially my daughter, because she's a girl and she's the one that can get pregnant. And I know that's kind of messed up. How you gonna be like that for her? Cause the boy can get a girl pregnant too, and that's his responsibility. I know, I got it. But I talked to my daughter. I'm gonna go from my daughter to my son. I talked to my daughter and I explained to her about the things that could go on, with kids. But I didn't know how to explain things. Okay, at the time I wasn't mentally prepared to actually go and get advice from other people online or whatever. So the best way I can say is look at my life. That's it. And as always, I'm in this rocking chair. Look at my life. You see what I go through, you see what goes on. And I'm an adult. So now put yourself in the child lane and have to deal with that on your own. Okay? This is how I talked to her at the time. And I told her, I said, look, you can catch things and you can get pregnant. But I'm going to tell you, that's your responsibility. Because once you allow yourself to go into that point, that's your responsibility. That ain't mine. Now, I'll be there for you and everything, but you're going to have the full load. That was the best way I can explain it. I also told my daughter, you always want to make sure that you take care of yourself. Love yourself. Understand yourself. Don't waste your time on someone else. Because at the end of the day, y'all kids, this is puppy love. This puppy-like. You understand me? And some people are successful and they could get married years later. But right now, you need to focus on yourself, on your destiny, and what you need to do for yourself. All right? That's how I talked to her. And I explained to her, don't get caught up with all these other people just because they want to go out here and think having sex is fun. Yeah, it could be a fun thing to do. But at the end of the day, it comes with a lot of consequences because as soon as you give yourself to someone, you're stuck until you learn how to get out of that situation. Give me a second. Because I explained to her. I said, because as you being a female, your emotions going to get more stuck to this person than they going to have their stuck to you. When it's a boy, they don't care. They at this age, their emotions and feelings ain't in it. You just another number. But as a girl, you get stuck in that situation, okay? You think that this person love you. You think this person care about you. And they don't have no feelings for you. Because as soon as you allow yourself to do it, guess what? They're on to the next. And the only time they come back to you is when the next is not able to do what you was able to do, okay? That's it. And that's the best way I could explain it at that time. My son, a little bit different. I try to have those conversations. But guess what? I'm a female. I'm a female. And you trying to talk to your teenage boy how to sit back and protect themselves. I try to do the best I can and let him know, hey, you see what I go through? You see how your daddy is? Guess what now? Look at his side of the coin. All right? Pay attention to what he does. Do you feel like as a child, as a boy, do you feel like this is the lifestyle you want to live in? Yes or no? That's the best way I can explain it. If you don't feel like this is how a father figure should be, then don't go out there and have kids until you know how to be a father. That's the best way I can explain it. Am I tearing anybody down? No. I let him decide. I let him to come up with the decisions. I let him come up with the understanding. But I also told him, because my son was having girlfriends, and I said, go out here, you be nice to these girls, you don't be mean or hateful, but you don't put yourself in those situations with those girls. And I also told him, yes, there's some fast girls too. Don't allow these little girls to sit back and be touching on you. No different than I told my daughter. Don't allow anyone to be touching on you inappropriately. Don't allow anyone to force you into something. Do you understand me? I don't care what the other fellas feel like. You don't do it. And don't pretend you're doing something just to make them feel good. Okay? This is your life. Now, my kids at this current age of 16 and 17. Now, I know for a fact my daughter, she talks to me. She is more verbal with me. She always tell me, Mommy, I'm not about to do that. Yes, these boys be trying to touch me. They be trying to do this. They try to do that. And I tell them, no. If they don't know how to respect me, if they don't know how to talk to me, they don't know how to appreciate me, I don't pay no mind. I don't even care if it's my friends. If they don't know how to talk to me, they don't know how to respect me, then I keep on moving. She's like, no, I'm not going to be no child that have a child underage. I'm not about to do that because I have a life, I have a career, and I have dreams. And ain't nobody going to stop me from achieving what I want to achieve in my life. Wow, that's our conversation. And yes, my daughter tells me everything that goes on. And some things I'm like, yes, it's like that. Now, my son, totally different story. If my son is out here doing something, I want to know because at the end of the day, I'm the mother. And it's not easy sometimes being the mother trying to explain to a boy how to be a man. I'll tell you that. Because as I told the mothers or the parents in some videos a long time ago, when a boy sees the first female they see is the mother. And just to let you know, I don't care, kids, if you're listening, 9 times out of 10, for boys, that's the first image you see. Okay? It's very uncomfortable because you're in love with your mother. You care about your mother. You will respect your mother. Okay? For the ones that do. Some, I understand. It ain't always easy. But that's the first body image you see. And that image decides what you decide to go out here and get. I'm going to tell you like that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Because either it's going to make you be like, no, 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 no. I don't want that. Or, hey, this is what I want. Because at the end of the day, kids, unfortunately, when we go out here and we make a decision, we make the decision based off our parents. Because we want to emulate, we want to have the same love that our parents provide. And sometimes, even when our parents don't provide the best love, we still go out there and get the same thing. No matter if you're a teenager or adult, okay? Some people still out here married to people that's like their parents, good or bad. It's life. It's your first love. I'm going to call it what it is. It's your first love. And it's the most uncomfortable feeling in the world because you're trying to detect the difference between a parent and others. They don't tell you about this. But I know deep down, not all, because some understands it. Some of y'all don't. And some of y'all going through these emotional feelings. And at the same time, you go through these hormones. And no, I'm not projecting this energy on you. I'm just telling you like it is. Because somebody need to hear it. Okay? If you don't, by all means, go to the next video. But if you know that this is something that does bother you and you've been feeling alone and you don't have anyone to talk to about because you don't want to feel weirded out and you don't want to feel like you something mentally going on with you, it's a natural thing. Okay? It's a natural thing. Why do little girls want to marry their daddies? Why little boys want to marry their mamas? Okay? It stems from a lot of different emotions and feelings. Because it's the first person that ever truly loved you was supposed to love you. Okay? So, when it comes out here to your hormones and stuff, a lot of times, I'm going to tell y'all don't even have to leave the house to be able to see a Netflix special. Okay? Let's call facts. A lot of y'all don't. So what happens is that goes with boys and girls because parents get so comfortable around their kids. I'm feeling a lot of energy. Just give me a second. A lot of y'all don't have to leave the house to get, a quick look, a glance at something. And it screws with your head because you got those images stuck in your head. No different than when your parents are in the room or whomever they with and you hear things that you know you don't need to be hearing. But it is what it is. And it triggers your hormones. Yes, it does. It does. Okay? And it's normal. I need you to know it's normal. Because you're still trying to understand yourself. You're trying to understand the life you live in. You're trying to understand this crazy tale world we're in. Okay? Am I telling you to go out here and have sex? No. No. I would never do that. But I'm telling you to protect yourself. Even from your own parents. You got to protect those thoughts that you're having. Those energies you're feeling. Okay? I'm going to be honest. Even with my son, I make sure my oldest, even my youngest, I make sure that whenever I change, I don't change around them. I make sure that whenever I'm doing things that they're not around me. Okay? My daughter, slightly different because she's a girl. But for my sons, my boys, I'm very protective of that. Because if you're going to see something, and yes, just because I'm your mother doesn't mean you can't look. Because you have eyes. And at the end of the day, if your hormones are going through something and you see something, it's going to trigger other images. That's why y'all got magazines. That's why y'all got books. That's why y'all got all this stuff on the internet. And then let's get to the internet. The internet triggers you every day. You could be playing video games. You could be listening to music. You could be watching TV shows. You can walk into your own school. Daggone it, you got your teachers doing it sometimes too. You understand me? It's there. And then you got these TV shows and stuff where people pretending that they successful and out here dressed in certain ways. And I'm going to get to that. But at the same time, you're going through a lot. You're going through a lot and you're trying to figure yourself out without trying to figure yourself out. And I want you to know that what you're going through is normal. I just need you to know how to handle yourself in the midst of your normal life. Give me a second because my screen in the background. Okay? Now, some of y'all parents might think, oh my God, she's promoting sex. Nah, I'm going to tell you, how many of y'all parents go out here and be around your kids and walk around with y'all bathing suit on just about every day? How many of y'all walking around with the Daisy Dukes on just about every day? You understand me? How many we doing it? Guys, fellas, how many of y'all walk around with y'all boxers on around your girls just about every day? And we all know what happens when you first wake up. Okay. So am I promoting it or are you promoting it? Am I promoting sex for you? Because you're the parents, you're not promoting it? Because until they understand the body, until they understand the image, until they understand the mind, you are a free porno. I'm going to call it what it is. The only thing about it is you just telling the story. They coming up with the images. Tell me when I'm saying something wrong here. Okay, parents, if you don't believe me, how many of y'all, when y'all was kids, y'all had those friends, right? Especially fellas. Yo, man, I'm gonna go get your mama. And man, look at dude mom. Look at, man, I mess with her. We don't remember those conversations? Okay. Okay. Because all it takes is somebody else to put the image in their minds for them to go look at you too. Okay. Just say it. Just say it. Okay. Let's get off of that for a second. All right. Number 2, next part 2. I didn't know I was doing numbers, but I guess we counted. So, no, the next part. If y'all don't believe in sex, then why y'all got parent parenthood? I can't even get the word out. But why y'all have contraception of, I think, the birth control pills? Why we got birth control pills? Why we have birth control pills? Why we got birth control pills? For kids. Why we have birth control pills? I'm awake. I think I was high at that moment. My bad. Let me come down a little bit. Why we have birth control pills if you don't believe in sex? So, I'm going to be direct all day. You might as well go tell your daughters to go get a dick. Yes, I said it. I said it, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Because that's the problem. We can flaunt it, but we can't talk about it. Why put your kids your daughters on birth control pills if you're not telling them to go just walk in the Adam and Eve stove? And no, am I promoting? Because no. But you're not telling them about the beginning of life, but you want them to cover up the life they live in. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why we giving kids birth control pills? Because I don't want my child to go out here and have babies and stuff. So why is it that your child feel like she need to go out here to have sex in the first place if you wasn't talking to her in a way where she can understand the body she has? Maybe the way you was talking to her, maybe ain't the right way. And maybe she's seeing what you're doing, and this is not for everyone, but maybe she's seeing what you're doing, and that's why. Or maybe she's going to get the birth control pills because she don't want to be like you. Maybe that's why. So how are we going to be able to get to the point of letting these kids understand that their body's going through a lot of things? And why are we going to keep shielding them, just saying, you just don't supposed to do it? We know that. But how can we help them? Do you know those birth control pills is causing issues to your kids' mental? Because they are too young for that. You know that? No, you don't know that. And you wonder why a lot of kids going through stuff. It's an after effect. Their bodies don't supposed to be going through that. They don't. But hey, the choice is yours because you want to keep a cover up. Cover up an image, cover up a lifestyle. Ain't no different than condoms. Just because we tell the kids to go out there and don't have kids and don't catch a disease, you still saying go out there, slide on in. Right? But just protect yourselves, right? Why are you protecting yourself? It's more than having kids with some random chick or girl or child. It's more than just catching a disease. When we're going to get to the root of the problem and actually tell them what's really going on, why they feel these ways, why you feel, that's the problem. Y'all don't even know why y'all feel these ways. Why are y'all having sex? Why? Why are you having sex? Because it feel good to you. You don't even know why you having sex. Ain't that something? The blind teaching the blind. But we can see everything else. We can see everybody else's business. So, let's stop lying to ourselves. Every time you turn around, there's sex everywhere. It's not censored like it used to be. So if y'all going to say it's okay to have it, then how are you going to understand what you're having? Because everybody don't need to be eating it. or drinking it. So how are you going to be able to know the meal that's in front of you? Ain't that why a lot of these kids out here going to same sex and all of that? Because a lot of y'all are cool with that. At least you know nobody can get pregnant. Yeah, there are parents that advertise, look, just be with another female. Yes, there are parents that advertise, just go in the other area. Yeah, there's our parents that advertise that stuff. And kids, just because you go in a different route doesn't mean that the story can't add up. And I'm not talking about having diseases, and I'm not talking about being pregnant. I'm talking about your mental. Your mental and your spiritual gets messed up. Every time you have sex with someone, you screwing up these two just to say you done something. Do you know that? You get screwed in the head. Having sex is not just a pleasure for one area. It's a disaster for the rest. No, baby, not yet. It's like 4 something. I'll let you know. Do you know that? One moment can screw up your whole system, your whole network, if you're not allowing yourself to know who you are. If you're not allowing yourself to love who you are. Yes, you're going to have urges. You're going to have feelings. Excuse me. I can't tell you to just stop touching yourselves, because I'm going to tell you, y'all do it. You're a teenager. If you have it, you have. Don't tell me you haven't. It's a natural thing. If anybody think that what I'm saying is a lie, then how do you wash up? How do you wash up? How do you wash up? The last time I checked, in order for these areas to be clean, you got to touch something. Even if you don't understand what you're feeling. But I need to understand, don't allow those feelings to confuse the network you're in. Don't allow, just because they have birth control and just because they have condoms out here, I don't want y'all to think you're protected. You're not. I understand, yeah, you can catch diseases. Yeah, you can have a child out of nowhere. Yeah, that's 2 parts. But it messes your spiritual up. Once this get jacked up, it takes a long time to get it right. I know. Now I'm going to say this. Did I have sex at underage? No. I was grown and out on my own the first time I done something. Babe, get off the edge of that bed. And I ain't no different like y'all. I had thoughts at a young age. And a lot of it was because of the stuff that happened to me. But there was a lot of other kids around me that didn't have those things going on. That had those thoughts. The things that they saw. The things that they see that was going on. The conversations I heard when it came to their own parents. The conversations I heard when the things that they hear their parents do. The questions that the kids had. When we was kids, a lot of us had a lot of questions. Trying to understand life. Trying to understand what this do, what that do, and this and that. It's the forbidden fruit. Anything that someone say you can't have, you want more of. But it ain't worth it. It's not worth going after a tree that you cannot understand. Because if you take advantage of a tree before you know the worth of the tree, you will destroy it. It ain't no one else around that's going to help you to build it back up but yourselves. So, in one of my other videos, I talked about an item that I feel parents can use to help y'all to understand pressure points when y'all have those urges. Am I promoting sex to y'all? No. But I'd rather y'all to find other options that is safe for you. Because the birth control pills ain't safe. The condoms ain't safe. Having no sex is the safest way. But when you have urges, you have ways to stop them. Build yourself up. Just because my spirit here doesn't mean the things ain't gonna stop you from feeling ways. And I don't want you to be out here be like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do something because I'm scared. I'm scared. No, I don't want you to walk in fear. Fear is what keep you stuck. Fear is what caused you to have the pregnancies. Fear is what caused you to have the disease. Fear is what caused you to have multiple partners. That's what fear does. People have multiple partners because they're afraid to love themselves. So if you got parents that got multiple people running in and out of the house, or multiple relationships, because they lost themselves. Ain't no money, and ain't no cars, ain't no jewelry, and ain't no friend in the world or relationship in the world gonna bring you back to who you are once you allow yourself to go down that path. But once you love this, then you know who to allow to enjoy the tree. We all trees. We all bear fruit. You have a bunch of gifts inside of you. And as soon as you allow someone to come in, or you go into somebody else's house or tree, you spoil the fruits that was prepared for them to have. All the blessings, the joy, the life, the happiness, the families, everything. You start destroying the fruit that was prepared for them. And once someone destroys that fruit, you have to put the work in to create new fruit. Because guess what? You lose out on those blessings. Because at the end of the day, what if you graduate high school and you supposed to went to this college and have the successful career, but instead you had sex with a little boy? Now you're not going down that path today. Now you working a side job at a side company and you're not happy and you got these kids. Am I telling you that the fruit that you supposed to have is not there? It's there once the tree comes back to life. No different than you boys. What if you want to go out here, have a successful career? Now you popping out babies. You got baby mamas everywhere. Your money looking funky and funny. You out here on the streets and doing dumb stuff. And guess what? You supposed to have a successful life and family. Love, kids and everything. Money coming in. Happiness and joy. But you felt like you wanted to taste the fruit of somebody else's tree. You didn't realize even though you tasted somebody else's fruit, you still connected to your own tree. You destroying your own. Now you gotta wait until you can be able to revive your tree as well. Don't allow this stuff to fool you. Y'all all have amazing destinies out here. But once you mess with that fruit, you poison the tree that you have. And it takes a lot to heal it. Don't let these parents and these adults and this mess on TV and all these people acting like they so successful fool you. True success is when you don't have nothing and you still happy. That's true success. Everything else is just blessings on top of it. So don't sit here and think just because you see everybody flashing money, they got the cars, they got the jewelry, and they got this, and they got these females ripping and running the streets up or whatever. Guys sitting here messing with multiple females, or females out here talking about I got it like this and that. No, they ain't got nothing. Because when you got to promote your body and when you got to flash your money, that means the tree is still rotting. On that note, you have a blessed day.